program, Capital Beat. In a major relief to Rahul Gandhi, Supreme Court today stayed the conviction in the 2019 defamation case over the Modi surname remark. And this order stays the conviction and also restores his Lok Sabha membership. Now, how soon will that be done? That's a question. But what the court today said is very, very important. Supreme Court today said that the Session Court and the Gujarat High Court did not actually give reasons as to why maximum punishment of 2 years was accorded to Rahul Gandhi. Another very significant point which Supreme Court mentioned was the fact that what about the rights of the people of Wayanad, rights of the electorate? This was a major pointer which did not fall in the ambit of the Sessions Court and the Gujarat High Court order. Now, is today's Supreme Court order a big booster for the opposition parties, for Rahul Gandhi, for Congress? How soon will Rahul be restored back to Lok Sabha? And what will be the political fallout of today's order? All this and much more over today's discussion. But let me tell the viewers of the Federal that what Supreme Court today said, Mr. Sanjay Hegde, the veteran lawyer from the Supreme Court, told us a month back in an exclusive interview. So I would request all the viewers of the Federal to click that link and watch that interview. And I have with me Sanjay Hegde, the veteran lawyer from Supreme Court. Sir, thank you so much for joining. We have Sharat Gupta and Javed Ansari, senior journalists and editors, joining us. Thank you so much. But I'd like to begin with Sanjay Hegde today. Sanjay Hegde, it's almost coming true of what you said, that what about the rights of the people of Wayanad? And this is exactly what Justice Gawai said. I would really like you to share your thoughts over today's Supreme Court order, sir.
Well, this order, all of us expected, just in the same manner that we all expected that the way the courts would rule in Gujarat. The Supreme Court today had a comment where it said, we have been reading very interesting judgments from the state of Gujarat. The Solicitor General objected at that stage. But yes, it has taken long. It need not have come to the Supreme Court. It was something which should have been shot down at the magistrate's level itself. Now, it does appear that if not the BJP, at least its member, Mr. Purnesh Modi, will have to tell us why he thinks that we should all address Shri Shri Nirav Modi and Shri Shri Lalit Modi with the utmost respect, because otherwise it might become defamation. There's one more thing I'd like to say. Today, if the order had gone the other way, that would have been one more dangerous step for the Republic. You only have to look across the border to see how the courts in Pakistan, right from the times of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's execution, were used to knock out political opponents. Thankfully, we have not come to that pass today in India.
Absolutely. That's a significant point you made. But I would also like to understand from you that the court even said that till the pendency of the arguments, there is a stay on conviction. Now, of course, the case will go back to the trial court. Now, how does it unfold legally? Can it be an adverse kind of a prospect for Rahul Gandhi once again, once it goes back to the trial court?
No, it goes back in appeal to the Sessions Court.
Right.
That is where the appeal is there against the merits of the case itself. The Sessions Court will have to have a full hearing on the case. God knows when that will be heard. Okay. The Sessions Court had stayed the imprisonment, but had not stayed the conviction itself. The High Court also refused to stay the conviction. Therefore, the Supreme Court had to come in. The effect of the conviction was, because he had been convicted for a 2-year sentence, he stood disqualified. If he had been convicted only for 1 year and 364 days, he would not have been disqualified under the RP Act. So it was almost as if the law was weaponized to disqualify him.
Right. Absolutely. Now, I'll come back to you on the rights of the people of Wayanad, because that was also a very, very significant point which Supreme Court made. But I'd like to come to Javed Ansari now for the political fallout now. Now, the next question is, what happens to the confidence motion, which is going to be discussed next week? I was reading your tweet, Javed, where you said that this order will add a new dimension totally now to the new confidence motion. Are you confident yourself as a journalist that Rahul Gandhi will be participating in the no confidence motion, or you still have doubts about some hanky-panky by the government or by the speaker? Yes.
Look, there is very little scope for the speaker to now offer anybody to deny Rahul Gandhi entry after the apex court has ruled. I do believe that I'm given to understand that once the order is uploaded and intimated, sent across to the speaker, there will be very little elbow room for the speaker to use his own discretion. He has to follow the order of the Supreme Court and reinstate Rahul Gandhi. If things go as planned, Rahul Gandhi should be back on Monday or at the latest on Tuesday. On the 8th, the no confidence motion will be taken up. I have no doubt in my mind that this will in no way affect the fate of the no confidence motion, given the fact that there are 333 members in the NDA, plus likes of Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, the likes of Jagan Mohan Reddy, and Mr. Naveen Patnaik lending a helping hand. It will sail through. But certainly what will happen, it will add, this has provided a huge momentum, a huge confidence boost to Rahul Gandhi in particular and the opposition in general. Imagine the scene when Rahul Gandhi, either on Monday or Tuesday, walks into the house. I can visualize all the entire opposition standing on its feet, thumping.
There might be shouts of India, India.
Yeah, and there will be shouts of India, absolutely. India. Mr. Hegde has provided the template. So I've seen this happen in the house, and it provides its own kind of confidence, this ballast, this momentum. The atmospherics will be there to see. Unfortunately, some of us are not permitted into the Parliament gallery anymore, but nonetheless, we'll get to see that. So that will be the case. Rahul Gandhi may have lost his parliamentary seat temporarily, but from this episode, he has gained a lot politically. His political stock after Bharat Jodo Yatra and the way he was singled out and made to pay a price for taking on Adani and Mr. Modi has gone down with the people. That's got him a lot of traction, earned him a lot of political goodwill. He's become the bechara of Indian politics. Right. You talk to anybody, they say, ye dekhiye, ye bolta tha, to iske khilaf. And these are not Congress supporters. The place that I stay in has a lot of predominantly BJP supporters. And these people I meet on the morning walks, especially, they will tell you, baat kaam to galat hua. I was in another TV panel discussion and there were two BJP sympathizers. So off the record, they told me this was madness. We've handed it to him. So yes, Rahul Gandhi has gained. He needs to build on this because there is no doubt that he in particular has covered a great distance, but there's a greater distance that he and the rest of the opposition must cover. Absolutely. From the 2024 polls. But this is certainly a welcome step. And like in everything else, it's when the chips are down, thank God that we still have a Supreme Court which comes to the rescue, whether it is Madhipur, whether it is Gurgaon, or whether it is in the case of Rahul Gandhi.
Right. No two ways about what you said. But as what you said, that it is a big boost for Rahul's image. But Sharatji, if I may come to you, I'm thinking of movies, which headline that, something returns. And with the same name, I would say Rahul returns. If Rahul returns, do you think that today's order really has punctured the muscular politics of BJP and the BJP's style of functioning actually? Are they exposed today by Supreme Court's order?
Of course, they have been exposed, but I doubt whether Rahul will be able to participate in the no confidence motion, because if you go by the precedents of this government, the way they have been dealing with Parliament and such things. In fact, is the president of this, Mr. Muhammad Faisal, who was member of
Right.
parliament from Lakshadweep. In January, he was convicted for 10 years imprisonment in an attempt to murder case, and he was disqualified from Lok Sabha. And his conviction was stayed immediately. But he was not reinstated till he approached the Supreme Court, and the court was supposed to hear his case the next day, and the night before, his membership was restored by the Lok Sabha Speaker. So there, in fact, similarly, in case of no confidence motion, the precedent is that once a motion has been admitted, the speaker has to take up the motion uh, on the priority, leaving aside all other businesses. But here, he went by the book, and the book says you can take a decision within 10 days. So he waited for this expiry of the 10 days period for discussion to start. So I doubt that he is going to allow Rahul Gandhi. Maybe that may lead to a ruckus again in the parliament. Maybe the entire opposition is going to stage a dharna the way Sanjay Singh is staging dharna outside the parliament house within the premises, of course, because he has been barred from entering the parliament premises, means the building. So, but Rahul Gandhi can always enter, and the rest of the MPs, if his candidature, if his membership of the House is not restored by Monday, so there may be say parliamentary logjam.
Right.
That's my apprehension.
Right. So, Javed, are we going to see more fireworks? We could see Rahul Gandhi protesting inside the parliament premises with other MPs, as what Charanjit just said. Yes, Javed.
It would be extremely politically foolhardy on the part of the BJP to try and prevent Rahul Gandhi from entering parliament and, from taking part in parliamentary proceedings after the judgment of the Supreme Court. Supreme Court is not 5,000 miles away. If by Monday, already the leader of the Congress party, parliamentary party, has already met the speaker and informed him and requested him formally to reinstate Rahul Gandhi. On Monday, if by say 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, the Congress party learns that the speaker is dragging his feet and the government is trying to arm twist, they can immediately approach the Supreme Court on Tuesday or even on Monday. So it's not going to be easy. And politically, the more they persecute him, the more they single out him, the more they target, the greater will be. I'm reminded of what, ironically, the Congress party under Rahul Gandhi's father, Rajiv Gandhi, as Prime Minister, what they did to Mr. VP Singh. This is the VP Singh in the 89 elections had to fly to Fatehpur to Kanpur in a chartered aircraft to file his nomination. The Dirty Tricks Department got into the act and delayed that aircraft and stopped it from flying, saying that the weather is it's cloudy and foggy over Kanpur and they can't land. There was an uproar, and there was no Godi media then. There was only print media, and everybody was up in arms. And the Rajiv Gandhi government had to eat crow, and they arranged a special aircraft for Mr. VP Singh to be sent to Fatehpur to file his nomination. So the more you try and prevent him, strong arm him, the more you try and use state machinery against him, the greater political traction and political mileage and political brownie points is going to accrue into Rahul's account. So for their own good and for the good of parliamentary democracy, they have no other choice but to abide immediately with the judgment of this Honorable Supreme Court.
Absolutely. So history repeats over there. But if I may come to you, Mr. Hegde, now, over what Supreme Court said on the rights of the people of a constituency. Now, this is something which many times we've not heard, even in disqualification cases, that what is the right of an electorate? If a constituency goes unrepresented, is it something outlandish? Is it something really very, very significant, which has not happened before? And that is what Supreme Court has mentioned.
No, it's not without precedent.
Okay.
See, even in election matters, where somebody is disqualified for some other reason, the election petition succeeds and all that. A stay is granted, which allows the member to continue in the House, provided that the member does not take a salary or does not vote while the appeal is being heard. And the justification is given that the electorate should continue to have their representative who will have a say in Parliament or its working without actually speaking in the House. So yes, that the electorate being represented in each constituency has been a judicial consideration, and the court has only reiterated.
But how would it, how does one really understand the rights of the electorate with what Supreme Court has said? Because many people are not aware of this concept. They think that, it's something very, very abstract, and at least that's how it comes across. So how would one really explain that if a constituency goes unrepresented, you disqualify an MP, what people generally do not understand that even the electorate has a right? Yes, sir.
Absolutely. When we vote, we do not exhaust our right on that election day alone. We have our 1/543rd share in Parliament through our elected representative, at least theoretically. It is the little man in that little booth who marks that vote, who determines what a democracy is. So if for each of these constituencies has at least 10 lakh of voters, now to leave all of them unrepresented till such time that the courts decide whether somebody is qualified, not qualified, that also is not healthy for a democracy. And therefore the courts do take into account that the constituency should not go unrepresented. The other fear in Rahul Gandhi's case was that the election commission would also latch on to this argument and declare a by-election. But the election commission did not do that. And otherwise, today, if somebody else had been elected and then Rahul Gandhi had been requalified, you would have had 2 MPs for Wayanad.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's where people are saying that somewhere the faith in the judiciary, faith in the institutions has got restored today with today's Supreme Court order. And it's really significant as far as the democracy of the country is concerned. But Sharatji, if I may come to you now, that how is it going to play out politically now? BJP versus India. Of course, BJP seems to have lost the war of perception as far as this particular incident and Rahul Gandhi's disqualification is concerned. I was there on another panel discussion at 4 p.m. where we had a BJP spokesperson and he said, "Aap log to aise baat kar rahe ho jaise ki Rahul Gandhi ne jang jeet li ho." This is what his reaction was, that he said that the story has not ended. The battle is still not over. He was hoping against hope. What would you really say to a statement like that? Yes.
In fact, what BJP is thinking that it's just an interim judgment, it's an interim judgment. The final verdict has yet not been declared by the session court, as Sanjay was saying. So that is BJP's hope that once the session court gives the verdict, so it will again go against the Rahul Gandhi, and that way he will again be disqualified. That is their hope. So and then the court case will again go to High Court, and by the time 2019 Lok Sabha means 24 elections would have been declared, and Rahul Gandhi will be barred for at least this Lok Sabha term. So that is their hope. So I think that's why they are not so down and out. One, and secondly, the other impact this verdict is going to have is on India, the India alliance, the opposition alliance. And in fact, this is likely to infuse a lot of energy and cohesion. So far, there were some chinks in the armor. So I think they will feel a fresh energy, and things are likely to move ahead. People are even saying that now Rahul Gandhi is likely to spearhead the India campaign, but that's a far-fetched idea because they have already declared that, and Javed will be a better person to comment on that, whether Rahul will be leading the campaign or Sonia Gandhi will lead campaign. But my understanding is the Gandhi family has decided to stay away from the leadership role in the alliance so far.
Right.
But in any case, it's going to provide a lot of impetus and energy to the opposition alliance.
Absolutely. And for the last word, I'll come to you, Javed. And it's the question is related to what Sharad just said. There is a feeling that, of course, it's a big booster for the opposition alliance. It's a big booster for Rahul Gandhi. But at the same time, it's like a derailer also, in the sense that now what happens to the prime ministerial ambitions of people like Mamata Banerjee? You have other stalwarts with prime ministerial ambitions. So is Rahul going to become the main force of the alliance? In that case, maybe the opposition parties will be forced to declare him the prime ministerial face. Or how will all this play out?
Look, as far as my information goes, I hope I'm correct in this. They've decided not to project anybody as their prime minister. Not just that, I am given to understand that they will not have a convener of this alliance, but an 11 or 12 member secretariat coordination committee, which will function out of Delhi. The leaders will be asked to nominate one member each from the main parties. Then who will be in charge of running the show on a day-to-day basis. So this question of who's going to be the face, who's going to be the prime ministerial candidate, that will be taken care of. They want to circumvent such a situation from arising. And I do believe that the Gandhi family in particular and the Congress party in general realize that this is a situation where even if you have to sacrifice something, you must sacrifice it, because the main target is to prevent a third term for this government led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And they believe that if there is a cost to be paid for it, they are willing to pay it, so that Mr. Narendra Modi does not come back as Prime Minister of India for the third time. So there is that agreement in principle. And it is because of that Sonia Gandhi and Rahul took that extra step of trying to reach out to Mamata Banerjee. A lot of the ice has been broken. A lot more work needs to be done, but that relationship is on a much more sure footing than the other. They are small. This is not to say that there won't be problems, that there won't be friction, that there won't be problems in seat sharing. There will be. It's a tough business. When they are seat sharing in an alliance like NDA, where you have the all-powerful Mr. Narendra Modi and Amit Shah running the show, and yet there are differences, then I'm sure it'll be, I've seen it in 89, I've seen it in the United Front days. These things happen, but eventually they go down to the buyer, but before the elections are announced, they manage to sort it out. And I do believe that it will be no different this time, because they realize either they swim together or they will all sink, or they will all sink separately.
Okay. But indeed, what you said, that probably there'll be more cohesion in the opposition alliance. But what a remarkable day it was when it comes to protection of democracy, protection of institutions, faith in the judiciary. It's really been a landmark day. And one appeal to the viewers, before I wind up the show, please click the link which is there below. And that is the link of the interview with Mr. Sanjay Hegde, given to us a month back. And he actually prophesized at that time what the court would say. I would really request, yes, Mr. Sanjay Hegde has to say something. Yes, sir.
No, it struck me that in the Mahabharata also Sanjay used to tell people what was happening. But the tragedy often was that he was not listened.
Right.
And nor was he popular.
Okay.
And in this case, you're wrong both. You're both heard and popular.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Mr. Hegde, Javed Ansari, Sharad Gupta. It was really wonderful to have you on the program. One appeal to the viewers, subscribe to